Why most women gotta lose first to learn the lesson in life. What's good? What's going on? Masculine Pose. Welcome to the channel. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. Show your love. Get the word out. Let's talk about it. I was having a discussion with a 58-year-old woman, Caucasian woman, and she had previously been married, divorced, and then she ended up living with somebody for a period of time, and now she's a single woman. I suppose cool. For somebody who's 58, she's in good shape. You know, and we got talking because I discussed a variety of issues with different people to hear their point of views. I said I like to focus on young men and so forth, so I can give them the game, I can give them the information early on. Because some grown men are stuck in their ways. Some men are permanent set on sim. It's just not going to change. And I recognize that. That's why I try to help out the young men who are still yearning for good information. But as I was talking to this woman, 58, yeah, good shape, which is rare. Yeah, somewhat rare. Okay, because I know a lot of elderly folk as well, and it seems like most people are not. They've not done the work to maintain. And in light of what's going on in the dating scene, most men are just using women and dumping them. And you can say, oh, men are terrible for doing that. How terrible they are, man. How dare they use women and dump them? But that's because that's available. Before a man to get access to sex, he had to marry the woman. The woman was either in her father's home or in her husband's home. That was the two places. Women did not have their own homes, like living by yourself. And feminists would say, how tragic. She was always under the rulership of a man. But women were essentially initially happier that way because she was under the guidance. Now that she's free to make her own choices, this woman recognizes that whatever she's taking on project wise, she does not have the vigor or the strength. So, and I thought to myself, she's a beautiful woman. You could tell that in her younger days, she was like shining. Because if she's looking good now, like can only imagine what she would look like back then. But then I realized a lot of my friends, I'll be 42 in October, they are not really receptive to what men are saying. Now, they have the privilege of free counsel. You don't need a therapist. Most men are saying, you're going to hit the wall. Now, you may not like the term, you're going to hit the wall. But the truth of the matter is, there is a boundary for women. There is a point where you no longer can command their respect or the demands that you once had as unrealistic as they could have been because of your beauty, because something new has come up. Now, they refuse to believe that. They refuse to accept that. It's only after those tomatoes they were given to go sell at the market for a fee get rotten. That's when they try to sell them at the same price as somebody else who's younger selling the same tomatoes. They cannot accept to sell those tomatoes at the point when they really need to sell them. When men are saying, the age between a woman, some women get it, but it's far too few. It feels like when women are entering into this world and they hit their prime, they have an invisibility clock. They feel like they cannot be touched. They cannot be advised. They will even disrespect elderly folks, so they will not heed advice of the elders. They will not. They cannot be told nothing. Girl trips are a must. If a man, don't do this, then another man will. And that's the narrative we get, and they teach each other that, and they expand by the masses in this ideology. And you have toxic females who are sent, like the sprinkle lady, who is like, she knows the evil that she's doing, because the woman is clearly a witch. Like, she sells spells and casting and everything else. So she's not exactly a positive role model to these people. Now, against all that, a woman has to function. And yes, you can find a few that have gone against those, all that spelling, casting, and other narrative, and they're good. But the majority have sold into this ideology. Men say we hate weaves, women say we won't wear them. Men say we hate long nails, and then women say, hey, I make my own money, I do whatever I want. And then when they start to age out, so in between, they only seek out the advice of their own peers. And I'm yet to meet women who genuinely like each other, like the sisterhood being real. Because for the most part, What I have learned is that women will gladly sleep with another woman's husband. They will gladly do that. She'll take your boyfriend because she wants him. So the whole togetherness is not a real thing. But women don't discover this until something bad happens to them. But we have the information, a plethora of information available. So now, and the men are the ones really who give out the game. Strangely enough, the patriarchy, right, is trying to warn women. The patriarchy that hates women, hates women, is trying to warn women against other women because they say, we as men see that. We as men telling you that what you're doing is wrong. And when you do these things, you're not going to be desirable to us. Like, oh, we don't care about your validation. We don't care about it being desirable for you. We're doing this for us. And then when they wither, like roses that once were beautiful, and they're all withered now, and they're begging, what pity is the man supposed to have? What pity is a man supposed to have for something that he forewarned and said, hey, I can see this because we are given the logic. I can see this. But then they're in the hyper mindset of the disillusionment that they're not receptive. So me speaking to this 50-year-old, I saw that women will comfortably waste their preciousness, their wombs, until it's too late. And they don't understand when it's too late. And then they beg for me. Men are very forgiving. If a woman do the wrong thing, if she still is respectful and trying, a man will be receptive. She still has that value about her. What I mean, I'm not saying when you're older, you're not valuable. But there's certain things that we look for in the world. Like an example, I'm not going to look for a company to invest in that's on a decline. That was in its prime once, was making lots and lots of, giving lots and lots of shares, dividends. I'm not going to look when it's about to be liquidated. Oh, how dare you use the company? Because y'all think about your emotions. Men are practical. I know that my prime, when I'm elderly, I won't be able to be physical. So I better set up my investments early. But the point I'm trying to bring home, the lesson that I learned from this 58-year-old Caucasian woman, it was that y'all are comfortable to waste your time. And TikTok confirms this. It's only when you're homeless. It's only once you realize you got 4 or 5 children. That it's on like you can be forewarned and be a wise woman, but nope. I'm enjoying the streets way too much. There's a woman saying she got engaged, how she met her fiance selling cat, and she was saying, "Don't be afraid to, don't look at your age, and don't be told by no man." I'm like, wow, not for the terrible advice, but for the sadness of it. Y'all women are comfortable to waste your time. There'll be a young man lined up to do you because young men are quite happy to get some because it's hard out here for young men. But that's what you're going to be. You're going to feel desirable by young men, but you're going to be just literally, like my friend says, target practice. It's sad. I pray for young women that see past this and learn the lessons early. But it's just sad to think that they're like, I don't want to be with any man, and the man's begging to be in their presence because men usually beg when you're a high school, college student. You don't have a lot of game. You really want your woman, and then you come up, and then you start to see that she did not really like you when it mattered. So why should you accept her when she's now on the decline? And we hear these talking points and we think, nah, they're just being crazy. And then women repeat the process by teaching the daughters otherwise. You don't need no man. It's sad. It's sad. So for men, just be on your sense of self and self development, and don't hate on women. It's not necessary, but it's just unfortunate. Don't get trapped by somebody who's going to try to guilt trip you because they're still pretty or whatever. Because they could have traded in their tomatoes when their mama told them, "Hey, sell this tomatoes at $10 per tomato." Okay, these are expensive tomatoes we're selling at $10 per tomato, and she went and deviated and went to see other people and did not sell those tomatoes. And then by the time she went to go sell them, there was some other sellers with better products. Yes, the product was more expensive, but it was a far better product. Far more nutritious. And now she's trying to sell them at the same price. Now she's crying that she can't sell them, but it's on her. It's on her. All right, peace, love, and blessings.